Opo, sir.
Okay, so this will be our new topic. May konting correction dun sa problem set niya. Yung problem number 2. So, isend ko na lang mamaya sa GC. Nakita niyo na ba yung problem set?
Yes po.
So, it was uploaded last week. No, Thursday yata or Friday. So, check nyo na lang. December 10 pa yata yung deadline. December 10 ba? 9? So, you still have more or less 10 days or 9 days. Okay. So, may event daw next week. Tama ba? Sa QC. Meron, di ba? May officer ba sa inyo?
Meron sir. At ay may event po.
May event. No? So, it will be good for 2 days yata. Monday and Tuesday. So, di ko alam kung paano yung quiz natin or ipopostpone ko na lang siya. And that will be scheduled December 10. Tama. 13. 13. December 13. Okay, before our discussion. So, medyo magagahol tayo ng isang meeting. No? So, ang gagawin ko is parang magdi-discuss ako ng mahaba sa December 13 after your quiz. Or kung gusto niyo naman, kung wala naman kayong klase ng afternoon next Tuesday, kung meron, kung wala, pwede tayong mag-quiz nun para hindi kayo mag-ahol. Kaya, schedule nyo. May schedule kayong Tuesday after nung event. Half day lang yata yung Tuesday kung tama ako. Tama ba? Half day lang. Anyway, so let's see kung paano magpo-progress yung schedule natin. Bahala na. No, so sa ngayon, discuss muna natin to. Okay, so our topic for today will be friction. So this topic was already discussed in physics 211. 111. No, so may idea na kayo dito na or nakalimutan na?
Nakalimutan na ata sir.
Nakalimutan na ata. How about the others? Kamusta? Naaalala pa?
Medyo po.
Medyo. So, what's the definition of friction? On your own words. Kung natatandaan pa. Kung hindi na, okay lang naman. Wala namang problema yun. Anyone? Sige, kahit mali. Wala namang maling sagot. Just your idea. Okay. So, kung wala, ako na lang. So, ang keyword ni friction is siya yung opposing force. Okay? So, basta nag-apply ka ng force, ang tendency ng object na in-applyan mo ng force, it has a tendency to move. Tama? Or mag-move siya. So, it's either may tendency or nag-move na siya or mag-move siya. Okay? So, yung force na yun, for example, in-apply mo siya and it is directed to the right. So, the tendency of the object is to move to the right. So, ang friction, siya yung magiging opposing force nung force na in-apply mo. So, kung ang force na in-apply mo is going to the right, your opposing force or yung friction mo will be going to the left. Okay? So regardless kung horizontal plane man yan, kung inclined plane man yan or inclined surface, so regardless kung saan papunta yung object, o-oppose lang siya ng friction. Okay? And nangyayari lang yan pag may contact in between two surfaces, two different surfaces. Okay? So friction is the contact resistance exerted by one body when the second body moves or tends to move past the first body. Okay? So nangyayari lang yung friction kapag mayroon kang contact resistance or siya yung mismo yung contact resistance. And friction is a retarding force that always acts opposite to the motion or to the tendency to move. Gets? Gets niyo yung definition ni friction?
Yes po.
So, importante na alam nyo na siya yung opposing force para pag gumawa tayo ng free body diagram, pag nag-expose tayo ng mga forces, alam nyo yung direction ni friction. Kasi importante yung direction ng force because force is a vector. Okay? So, we have 4 different types of friction. So, nandiyan si dry friction, si fluid friction, si skin friction, and si internal friction. Okay, so si dry friction, nangyayari siya pag two solid objects yung nagkakaroon ng sliding. Okay, so pag nakapatong yung isang solid object to the other solid object. Okay, yun yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon, more on dry friction. Kasi yung fluid friction, it can be applied on the subject like fluid mechanics and hydraulics. Hydrology. So basta usapang tubig. Kasi the fluid friction is between two viscous fluid. Okay? While your skin friction naman, may encounter nyo siya sa geotechnical engineering. So more mostly sa pag nagte-test na ng boring, boring lugs, boreholes, so boring test wherein magbabaon kayo ng bore lugs sa lupa. No, so bore lugs are metal, so that's a solid object. And then yung lupa or yung soil, meron siyang water content, no, or meron siyang water level. So pag umabot dun yung boreholes, magkakaroon ng friction in between the solid and the liquid object. That's what you call skin friction. Okay, and then internal friction naman, so nangyayari ito sa loob, kaya nga internal friction, di ba? So magkakaroon ka ng shear deformation dun sa solid materials. And nangyayari siya pag meron kang cyclical loading. Okay? And then magkakaroon ka ng deformation. Which is nangyayari in real life. Okay? So that's the 4 different types of frictions. Do you have any questions so far? May tanong ba?
Wala po.
Okay, definition pa lang naman siya eh. No. Saglit lang, no? 5 minutes. Saglit lang, no? Hintayin nyo lang. Okay, sorry for that. So let's get back. No? So tapos na yung definition ng friction. So define naman natin si friction in terms of equation or formula. So these are the elements of dry friction wherein you have the N or the total reaction perpendicular to the contact surface. It is also known as the normal force, kaya nga N. And then when we say normal, it is perpendicular. Okay, so whatever the surface is, horizontal or inclined man yan, dapat si N lagi siyang perpendicular dun sa surface. Okay, may question done. And F is your frictional force, which is the small letter F. And then mu is the coefficient of friction. So sometimes it is given dun sa problem and minsan pinapasolve siya dun sa problem. And R is the resultant of F and N if required sa problem. Kung hindi naman required, so no need to find R. And then angle of friction. So it is phi or Greek letter phi. PHI. Okay, so formulas for dry friction. So we have F is equals to mu N. Sabi nila, friction is fan daw, no? Fan. F is equals to mu N or U. Ayan. FUN. And tangent of phi is equals to F over N. So, saan siya galing? Dito lang siya galing. No? So, this is your F. So, if you solve for tangent of phi, what's tangent? It is opposite over the adjacent. So, it is F over N. Which is eta. Okay, and sometimes tangent of phi is equals to the coefficient of friction or mu is equal to tangent of phi. So, saan siya galing? If you solve for phi here, I mean mu, it is equals to F over N, which is eta. Saka to. They are both equal. So, we can say that tangent of phi is equals to mu. Nasusundan? So, that's your three equations or basically, dalawa nga lang siya. No? So, ito lang yung kailangan nyo tandaan. Saka to. And then you can simply derive yung tangent of phi is equals to F over N. May question regarding sa formulas? Wala naman.
Wala po.
Okay. So, let's go to problem number 1. So, ito, galing to sa Physics 1. So, we're in, i-review lang natin paano yung friction kapag horizontal yung surface. And then, for the next problem, kapag naka-inclined naman yung surface natin. Okay, so problem 1 muna tayo. So 400 pounds block is resting on a rough horizontal surface for which the coefficient of friction is 0.4. Determine the force P required to cause the motion to impend if applied to the block horizontally for letter A. And for letter B, if your P is applied downward at 30 degrees with the horizontal. Okay, so kung nag-physics kayo sa akin or sa ibang prof, medyo familiar na sa inyo to. For letter A, this is your horizontal surface. This is your block. Okay, so ito yung tinatawag na contact surface. Ayan. So, ang weight daw niya is 400 pounds. Okay, and then your mu is 0.4. Yun na yun. Yun na yung given, no? And your P is applied horizontally. Okay, so let's say, papunta sa kanan yung P natin. No? And then, for letter B, same horizontal surface, same block, same weight. Okay, same coefficient of friction, but different orientation ng P or point of application. So, this is 30 degrees. Okay, so applied downward at 30 degrees with the horizontal. Do you have any question regarding the problem, the figures? Wala naman. Okay. So, pwede na natin expose ngayon yung mga forces natin. So, ano pa yung nawawalang dalawang forces? Si N saka si F. Okay? So since ang P natin is applied directed to the right, no? So meaning mag-move yung block natin to the right. Okay? So kailangan natin ng opposing force which is the friction. So that's going to the left. Okay? And then yung normal force natin, pag may contact surfaces, meron kang normal force and that's your N. Okay? So tatandaan nyo lagi silang perpendicular or si N is always perpendicular dun sa surface natin. Okay? So ganun din dito. No? So this is your F, this is your N. And they are always perpendicular. Okay, so lagay natin siya sa Cartesian plane or X and Y axis. So you have here your N, you have here your 400, papunta dito si P, and si F papunta dito. Okay? So tatlo yung unknowns, but we can say that F is equal to mu N. So meaning your F is equal to 0.4 times the normal force. Okay, so let's see paano natin masosolve si P or yung value ni P. So I'll first use summation Fy is equal to 0. Bakit? Isa lang unknown doon. So X, dalawa yung unknown. So unahin natin si Y. So it is N positive minus 400 which is going down. So solving for N, it is equal to 400 pounds. So simple as that, no? And then summation Fy tayo. I mean, Fx na tayo. Tapos na si Fy. Okay, so by solving summation Fx is equal to 0, we have negative F and then P, positive P is equal to 0. So solving for P, which is the unknown dun sa problem, it is equal to F or yung F natin is equal to 0.4 N. So this is 0.4 times 400. So what's your F? It is 160 Newton. Tama?
Tama po.
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay, so that's your F, yeah, that's your P, hindi pala F, P. Okay? So from that, pwede na nating solve si letter B kasi tapos na si letter A. Okay, so kung ilalagay ko naman to sa X and Y axis, ano mangyayari? Dito mapupunta si F, si N, ganun pa din, pataas pa din sa yung weight natin. Okay, yung weight lagi siyang vertically downward, no? Kahit ano man maging orientation ng surfaces natin, lagi siyang vertically downward. And then this is your P, which is 30 degrees from the horizontal. Okay? So, pag nag-summation Fy tayo, dalawa yung unknowns. Pag nag-summation Fx tayo, dalawa din yung unknowns. So, it's either you use method of substitution or you use yung mas simple, which is mode 5-1 sa calculator. Okay? So, summation Fy tayo is equal to 0. So, you have your N. Okay? Minus 400 minus P sine of 30 degrees is equal to 0. So, gawin natin, mag-mode 5-1 na lang tayo, no? So, this will become N minus P sine of 30 is equal to 400. That's your equation 1. Okay, and summation Fx is equal to 0. So, you have F negative and then positive P cosine of 30. Alam niyo pa kumuha ng X and Y component gamit angle, di ba? Or nakalimutan na? So, yung kakalimutan yan, that's your basic requirement. Okay, so but your F is 0.4 N. So, palitan na natin si F. This is negative 0.4 N plus P cosine of 30 equal to 0. And that's your equation number 2. So, solving equation 1 and 2 using mode 5-1. So, you can solve for N and P. What's the value of N? So what's your N? So it is 1, negative sine of 30, tapos 400, and then negative 0.4, and cosine of 30, tapos 0. So your N is 520.12. What's your P? It is 240.23. Okay, so P yung hinahanap. So ito yung final answer natin. So what can you conclude dun sa dalawang problem? Alin mas madaling itulak? So mas madali ba pagka horizontal yung force or pag naka-inclined yung force? Okay. So mas madali pag horizontal, no? Okay? And mas madali siya kapag may wheels or may gulong yung tinutulak mo. Kasi konti lang yung may contact dun sa surface natin. So, ibig sabihin, lesser friction yung mangyayari nun. Diba? Pag may wheels yan, so ito lang yung contact in between the surfaces. So, meaning, lesser yung friction na mag-o-occur dyan. So, mas maliit yung force na kailangan mo. Okay? So, may question ba? So, that's your horizontal surfaces and then horizontal yung force and inaka-inclined yung force. May question ba? Okay. Wala.
Wala
So,
po.
proceed tayo sa problem number 2. Wherein naka-inclined naman yung surface. So, you have two solutions for this problem. It's either use the original axis or you use the rotated axis. So, pakita natin parehas. Kung gusto nyo, kung ayaw nyo naman yung isa na lang. Anong gusto nyo? Parehas?
Pares, sir.
Okay, sige. So, given muna tayo sa problem. So, the 200 pounds block shown in the figure has impending motion up. So, binigay yung motion up the plane caused by the horizontal force of 400 pounds. So, determine the coefficient of static friction between the contact surfaces. So, coefficient of friction yung hinahanap. So, that's mu. Okay? And alam natin ng formula ni mu, it is F over N. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan nating mahanap si F saka si N bago natin makuha yung coefficient of static friction or si mu. Okay? So, first expose muna natin yung mga forces. So, this is your weight, which is 200 pounds. Okay? And then, you have here your normal force. So, dapat perpendicular siya dun sa surface natin. So, naka-incline yung surface natin. So, perpendicular pa din siya. Okay? And then your frictional force will follow the orientation or the inclination ng surface natin. Or lagi silang perpendicular. Okay? So, that's the unknown forces. Dalawa lang yan. No? Si F lang saka si N. Kasi di natin pwedeng express si F in terms of N kasi wala tayong value ni mu. Okay? So, kailangan natin mahanap si F as F, not as in terms of N. Okay? So, solve natin. Kung lalagay ko siya sa Cartesian plane, this is your W, which is 200 pounds. This is your force P, which is 400 pounds. And then, nandito si N. And nandito si F. Okay? So, ang angle ni F from the horizontal is, ano angle niya?
30, sir.
30. Ano angle ni N? From the x-axis.
60 po.
Okay, 60 degrees. So, they are always perpendicular. Okay, 90 yan. Dapat yung total ng angle nila. Okay, so dun muna tayo sa original axis. So, unahin ko sa summation fx is equal to 0. Regardless naman kung sino yung mauna, parehas pa rin dalawa yung unknowns mo. Parehas silang may x, parehas silang may y. Okay, so we must solve it using mode 5.1. Okay, so this is your n, negative cosine of 60 minus f cosine of 30 plus 400. Okay? So, lipat ko sa kabila si n saka si f para maging positive sila parehas. And equals to 400. That's your equation 1. Summation fy is equal to 0. So, we have n sine of 60 minus f sine of 30 minus 200 is equal to 0. So from this, we can solve n is sine of 60 minus f sine of 30 is equal to 200. That's your equation 2. So using mode 5.1, we can solve for n and f. So what's your n? So mode 5.1, it is cosine of 60, cosine of 30, 400, and then sine of 60 minus 0.5 or sine of 30, and then 200. So this is your n. So that's 373.21. What's your f? So your f is 246.41. Okay, so solving for mu, it is f over n. Si f is 246.41 and your n is 373.21. So your mu is equal to 0.66. Okay? May question ba so far? So pag walang tanong, I assume alam niya, no? Or naiintindihan niya. Wala ba tanong? Okay. So walang tanong. Paano naman yung rotated axis? Okay, so sa rotated axis, i-rotate lang natin yung mga forces natin clockwise by 30 degrees. Para mapunta si N sa y-axis, si F mapunta sa x-axis. No? So si N, this is 30 degrees. So pag nirotate ko siya clockwise by 30 degrees, si N mapupunta sa y-axis. Okay? And then si F, since 30 degrees to, pag nirotate ko clockwise, mapupunta siya dito. Nasusundan?
Opo,
And
sir.
si 400, pag nirotate ko clockwise by 30 degrees, magiging di siya 300 degrees, 30 degrees lang. Okay? And then si 200, pag nirotate ko to clockwise, magkakaroon ka ng angle, which is 30 degrees. Okay? So, pag nag-summation fy ako dyan is equal to 0, I can easily solve for the value of n. Diba? N is positive, negative si 400 times sine of 30. Galing sa x-axis yung angle natin, sine yung gagamitin ko. And then minus 200 cosine of 30 degrees. So bakit cosine? Galing sa y-axis yung angle natin. Okay? So solving for n, it must be 373.21 pounds. Tama ba?
Tama po,
So,
sir.
so it is 200 plus 200 cosine of 30, which is 373.21. Okay? And then summation fx tayo is equal to 0. So negative f minus 200 sine of 30 and positive 400 cosine of 30. Okay? So what's your f? Lipat ko lang to sa kabila. Tapos solve mo to. So what's your f? So it must be equal to 246.41. Okay? And after that, punta ka ulit dito. Ito na yung magiging solution natin. Which is still the same pa din yung makukuha natin. Okay? So that's how you rotate axis kapag naka-inclined surface ka. Pero kung kaya nyo namang mabilisan mag-solve ng ganito, no? So dito na lang para sure. Mamaya magkamali ka pa ng angle dito. No? So mali na yung sagot mo. 'Di ba? So this is pang check kung gusto mong i-check. Or kung ito yung solution mo, ito yung pang-check mo if you have time. Gano'n lang naman, no? So either of the two will do, same answer lang naman. So which one do you prefer? Yung original axis or yung rotated axis? Okay, thank you.
Rotated, sir.
Ano? Rotated. Sige, yun sa exam, no? Rotated axis gagamitin natin.
Wala, sir.
Hindi, biro lang. So, whichever do you want, kung saan kayo mas convenient. So, yun gamitin niya. Okay, gulat siya eh. So, that's your problem number 2. Kung wala kayong question. May question ba?
Wala
Wala.
po.
Ako na lang kaya magtanong. Gusto niya? Ayaw din. Walang nagsasalita. So, let's go to problem 3. So, pagsamahin natin yung dalawa. Yung horizontal sa yung inclined surface. So, what weight W is necessary to start the system of blocks moving to the right? No? So, pinakita sa figure 510. So, the coefficient of friction is 0.1 for all the contact surfaces. Pag walang sinabi, no? Lahat yun, 0.1. Okay? So, and the pulleys are assumed to be frictionless. So, this is the figure. So, this is the combination of horizontal and inclined surface with matching tension. Kasi meron kang rope na humahatak dun sa 40 kilonewton and sa 60 kilonewton. Okay, so hinahanap kung ano daw yung value nung weight or nung W nung block na yan. Okay, so isa-isahin natin. So may mga chords dyan, so putulin ko to. So expose natin yung weight dito and then this must be W also. Kung W yung tension sa chord na yan, since this is just one chord, etong chord na to, so this is also W. Nasusundan?
Yes po.
Okay. So yung weight ni 40 kilonewton is 40. So ayan yan, siya yung 40 kilonewton. And then ang sabi sa problem, mag-move daw siya to the right, which is totoo naman kasi kaya nga nilagyan ng weight dyan para mag-move siya pataas or to the right, I mean. So kung to the right ang movement natin or ang motion natin, so to the left yung alin? Yung friction natin. Okay? And then this is your normal force. which is always perpendicular dun sa surface natin. Okay? So, tapos na yung block na to. So, lagyan natin to ng tension. Kasi puputulin ko yan. No? Putulin natin dito, putulin natin dito. So, you have here tension and tension. May question ba so far? Wala naman. Okay. And then, this is your W, which is 60 kilonewton. So, movement natin to the right. So, this is your frictional force. And this is your normal force, which is always perpendicular dun sa surface natin. Okay? So, if I say this is block 1, so this is friction 1, this is normal force 1, and then this is T1. So, this is also T1. Kahit nasa block number 2 na siya. And then, if I say this is block number 2, you have your F2 and N2. Okay? So, medyo magulong tingnan. Pero mas maayos tingnan yan kung ihiwalay natin yung horizontal saka yung inclined surface. So, this is the horizontal surface. So, tama naman yung figure natin. And then, this is your inclined surface. Okay? Nasundan? Pag may question, magtanong para di nang huhula. So, ano unahin ko? Block 1, block 2. Hello?
1, sir.
Okay, so unahin natin si block 1. Bakit daw? Kasi mas konti yung force niya, di ba? Compare mo dito. Or kung titingnan mo yung unknowns, you have 3 unknowns here, which can be reduced to 2 later on. No? And then this is a 4 unknown system. So you have WT1, F1, F2, and then N2. Okay, so kung i-reduce natin yung mga unknowns dyan, yung F1, we can say that this is 0.1 N1. And si F2 is also 0.1 N2. Bakit? Galing sa principle ni friction na mu n is equal to the frictional force. So, si mu, given sa problem, 0.1. So, that's your F1, 0.1 N1, and your F2 is 0.1 N2. Okay? So, from that, pwede na akong magsimula dito sa block 1. Okay? Summation Fx or Fy. Tingin niya.
Y po.
Y po. Bakit? Kasi masasolve na kagad natin si N1. Di ba? Unlike sa Fx, meron kang N1, meron kang T1. So, di natin masasolve yung isa sa kanila. Okay? So, summation Fy, we have N1 minus 60 is equal to 0. Or we can say that N1 is equal to 60 kilonewton. Gets? So, next, summation Fx tayo is equal to 0. So, we can solve for T1 minus 0.1 N1. But your N1 is 60. So, if you want to solve for T1, it is equal to 0.1 times N1, which is 60. So, your T1 is just 6 kilonewton. Nasusundan pa? James,
Yes po.
Isaac, may question?
Wala po, sir.
Mateo, Gudicelli, may tanong ka?
Wala po, sir.
Lawrence,
Wala po, sir.
Jesse, may question ka?
Wala po, sir.
Shaira,
Wala po, sir.
Charnel.
Wala po.
Okay, so kung walang question, so we already solved T1. No, so this is 6 kilonewton. Okay, so nabawa yung unknown. Naging ilan? 3. Pero since ginawa na nating 0.1 N2 si F2, ano lang nawawala? Si N2 sa si W. So, ibig sabihin, We can solve the two unknowns using the two equations of equilibrium. So, unahin ko na si summation fx and si summation fy yung sunod. So, bago yan, lagay muna natin sila sa Cartesian plane para mas madali nyong makita. Na? So, this is 40. 40 lang, hindi siya 400. Ayan. Lagyan lang natin kilonewton. Tapos, nandito si N2. Okay, nandito si F2. Saka nandito rin si 6. No, so pareha sila ng orientation ni F2 saka si 6. Okay, and you have here W. So this is 30 degrees according dun sa problem. No, so this is also 30 degrees. And this is 60 degrees. Okay? So kung gusto nyo, pwede natin i-rotate yung axis. Kung ayaw nyo naman, okay lang din. Anong gusto niya? Rotate na natin or hindi na?
Rotate, sir.
Rotate natin. Para pang check nyo na lang yung hindi rotated na axis. Okay? Okay lang? Or kung gusto nyo, attach ko dito yung solution namin sa ibang section, which is hindi rotated axis. Ano gusto nyo? Rotated na? Pakitaas yung kamay.
Rotate na lang po, sir.
Rotate. Rotate na lang. So, rotate natin to by 30 degrees. Kasi yun yung angle ng inclination. Okay. So, pag nirotate natin yan, magiging ganito. This is your W. This is your 6 plus 0.1 N2. Okay. This is your N2. And this is your 40 kilonewton, which is inclined at 30 degrees. Di ba mas madali pag nirotate? Tama ba?
Yes po.
Okay. So, pag nag-summation Fy ka ngayon is equal to 0, we can solve N2 easily. So, N2 positive minus 40, it must be cosine of 30. Okay, so cosine of 30. Galing sa y yung angle natin. So this is your N2, which is 40 cosine of 30, or your N2 is equal to 30.
34.64 po.
Okay, so this is 34.64. This is in kilonewton. Okay? And then solving for W, which is the required dun sa problem. So we can say that summation fx is equal to 0. So we can say that W minus 6 minus 0.1 N2 and minus 40 sine of 30. Okay, so what's your W? It is 40 sine of 30 plus 6 plus 0.1 times 34.64. So what's your W? What's your W? May question ba kayo? May mali ba akong sinulat? So it is 29.46. Okay? So check nyo na lang using mode 5.1 gamit yung axis na to. No? Okay lang sa inyo? So, ito yung summation fx niyan. Nung original axis, no? So, it is W. So, shortcutting ko na lang, no? Sakit sa mata. And summation fy is, nakikita niyo ba?
Yes po.
Yan. So, kung i-mode 5.1 natin yan, so ito lalabas. Pakita ko na sa inyo, no? Para check nyo na lang kung kayo na yung magsasagot. Cosine of 30 minus 0.1 cosine of 30 plus or minus din, no? Distribute natin yung negative sign. Cosine of 60. And then this is 6 cosine of 30. And then this is sine of 30 or 0.5. This is of sine of 60 minus 0.1 sine of 30. And then 40 plus 6 sine of 30 or 43. So this is your x, which is W. So tama naman, no? 29.46. And this is your y, which is yung N2 natin. Ito. So that's 34.64. Okay, so regardless of on how you solve the problem, it's either you rotate the axis or kinonsider mo yung original axis. Same lang yung answer natin. Okay? So, we're in. Mas madali to. Kasi di ka na magmo-mode 5.1. Ang haba niyan. No? Sinimplify ko na lang siya. Pero kung isa-isa nyo yan, tapos simplify nyo, ito yung lalabas. So, check nyo na lang. Okay? Pag-aralan nyo na lang parehas. May question ba regarding problem 3? Wala naman.
Wala po.
Okay, so that's your problem 3. So, kung walang question, how about the others? Ligaya. May tanong ka, Ligaya?
Wala po, sir.
Leslie?
Wala po, sir.
Kate? May katanong kang Kate?
Wala po.
Kyla?
Meron po.
Anong tanong mo?
Bukas po sir kung face-to-face o online lang po.
Ano lang? Online lang.
Thank you po.
Okay, so Kenshin, may tanong kang Kenshin?
Wala po, sir.
Dervy?
Wala po, sir.